are back on the Morning Brew with Friends with our buddy Steve Westman, the Curious Town. It's good to have you back, Steve.
Hello, happy June.
Happy Monday morning. We got some fun stuff here because we're here with Dr. Seema Legree. You're an audiologist and executive director of the Presbyterian Ear Institute.
That's correct.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
What do you guys do at the Ear Institute? I mean, is that you fit hearing aids and that kind of stuff, or do you actually go dive deeper into hearing problems?
Well, we help adults and children with hearing loss learn to speak and to hear using advanced technology such as cochlear implants and hearing aids. So we want them to be part of society again. Hearing loss can be very isolating. And so with a cochlear implant or a hearing aid and learning to speak or hear, you're able to integrate more into society and take part in your daily activities, be part of your family again, go out to eat, all of those fun things that sometimes hearing loss can affect.
Well, I'm one of those people that went to way too many rock shows in his 20s and got the tinnitus a little bit. Is there any hope for that? I mean, I read about it here and there, and they say, you know, there's advances are being made, but there's advances being made in going to Mars too, and we're not doing that any day soon. I mean, is this the kind of thing that we're going to be able to solve someday, or? Well,
we hope to. You know, there are several different ways to affect things like tinnitus or tinnitus. So there are different hearing aids that someone can use. Cochlear implants are now being investigated to treat tinnitus, so that might be something in the future.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
Pretty incredible.
So there is hope for people like me who went to too many Pink Floyd laser light shows back in the day.
Exactly right.
So
yeah, the sweetness that I have always been involved in when I've been watching what you guys have been doing are those young kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're seeing more and more cochlear implants these days. I think years ago it was a really foreign thing. But you're seeing so much of it now. It's because of what you guys are doing, which is so cool.
It really is. It's incredible. 1 to 3 children out of every 1,000 babies born are born with hearing loss. And that makes it a very common birth defect. So
that's a big percentage.
It's a very big percentage. So we want to do something about that. And at the Ear Institute, we have several different programs, including our early intervention program and our largest program that we do a majority of the fundraising for, which is our School for Oral Deaf Education. That helps children anywhere between 18 months of age to about 6 or 7 years of age. And we educate them. So a cochlear implant, which isn't a cure for hearing loss, but many parents would think that it's a miracle, really helps to provide access to sound for children and for adults, but primarily for children when they're starting to learn to hear and speak. You have to get them at a very young age, and we have to train the brain.
If your brain doesn't know that you're having problems early on, it won't rebound later, am I right?
That's correct. The brain is very plastic. So if we can introduce sound at an early age, the brain will then be able to take that sound and interpret it into attaching meaning. So then we can teach children what their name is. For parents, it's a very big deal that they want their children to hear the words, "I love you." And yes, can you imagine never knowing that or never hearing those words, never knowing what your name is? And so for children, and for families, it's a very big deal. Very important.
Well, you're going to have it's called the Run to Break the Silence coming up, and it's a 20K bike ride and a 5K run to kind of raise awareness about a lot of this, right?
That's right. So our run is going to be at Santa Ana Pueblo this year.
Back to Santa.
That's right, back to Santa Ana Pueblo. It was there several years ago. We started the run about 15 years ago. Parents of children at the school, of a child at the school, Suzanne and Andrew Riley, they started the run in 2000 and at Santa Ana Pueblo.
They're here in our audience today.
Are they joining us today? Yay!
And a disclaimer, they're very good friends of mine.
Oh, excellent.
This is why I've always had an emotional tie to what they're doing. You go to the run, you see these kids, you see the impact. It's pretty special. So.
Yeah. And so the Presbyterian Ear Institute, tell me a little bit more about how you guys got started and what you do as a director there.
Sure. So PEI was founded in 1987 and by Dr. Carl Horn. So it's one of the very few institutes out there, schools out there that was started by a neuro-otologist. Most schools are started by parents who really feel that they don't have this option. But it is the only school of its kind that offers a listening and spoken language approach to hearing loss. And so that was started in 1990. So the Ear Institute started in 87. In conjunction with Presbyterian Hospital, they provided the seed money. So we're a completely separate entity from the Presbyterian Healthcare Services, but they did provide the initial seed money, so therefore their
you
name.
got the name.
That's right. That's right. But it is a nonprofit
facility.
and a beautiful facility.
Well, and how many students do you serve every year? I'm imagining there's a lot.
Well, we serve between 18 to 25 students every year. Our goal is for these children to leave our school and enter kindergarten or first grade in their mainstream school, in their community school, able to compete with typically hearing children. So we want them to have language skills and reading skills commiserate of those that are typical hearing.
How did you become an audiologist yourself? What was it about the field that got you interested?
Well, oh gosh, it's a very long story, but I'll try to summarize it very quickly. Well, when I was in high school, I learned sign language. There were a few different kids at our school that were deaf, and they signed. So I always saw them sitting kind of separately at the lunch table.
Having these great animated conversations,
That's
I'm sure, right?
So I thought, well, I want to be, I want them to have other people to talk to. So I learned sign language along with several other kids in the school, and became very good friends with some of the deaf students. So when I went off to college, I thought, well, what will I do? I started off in law. I started off in communications, and eventually ended up thinking to myself, I want to make a difference, and how can I make a difference? And I thought back to those deaf kids in high school, and I thought, you know, if I can help them hear and help them speak, then maybe they would have been able to participate in more of the conversations with all of the kids at the school.
Right.
So that's essentially how I got into audiology.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And in your case, are you from here? Did you come here to do this?
I came here to do this. So I'm originally from Louisiana, and I actually worked for a company that makes the cochlear implants. I was working as a specialist in California, in Santa Monica, and came here for a hearing health seminar. And that's when I came.
Fell in love with it?
I fell in love with the school first. So I actually toured the Ear Institute and thought, I have to be part of this.
You can't help but fall in love when you walk through.
Oh, when you
that
see
place.
those children, it's amazing.
It's awesome. But more importantly, at the run, are you going to be running, Steve?
I'm going to be walking.
We'll be back in a couple of seconds. We got a whole bunch more on the Morning Brew this morning. And, the folks from Paws and Stripes are backstage. They're really killing it, man. They've got so many great stuff going on there.
Go to their website and find out information about the run.
Right. We'll talk more about that before the end of the show.
All
On the Morning Brew with friends.